Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ray, otherwise known as Disney Circus Girl, and this is my... I forgot to introduce Ozzy. Clearly. Oh, he's dropped his ball on the floor. How lovely. Enough, come here. We're live. Ozzy, you've got to come and say hi because we're live. You've got to say hi. No, you've got to say hi because we're live. Say hi, Kay. Say hi, Kay, because we're live. We live, so you say hi, Kay. Yeah, your dew claw's about to snap. How lovely. So welcome back to my channel. Hi everyone watching on the replay. So I had two or three failed attempts last night. We're going to try again tonight. It's very bright. There's a sunset though. Woo. There's a sunset going on out there. And a man with a bike. There's a man with a bike. Yeah, there's a man with a bike. There's a man with a bike. So today we're going to talk about Jay, what have you had off of Apple? It's probably your Apple Music actually. That was your storage. Hi Miriam. Right, I have to say hi to everybody in here. So I've got Kay, I've got Jay, and I've got Miriam. Miriam, can we just change your name to May? Because then I'd have Kay, Jay, and May. So a special shout out to Velociboy, who is my son Jay. Go check out his channel. He has some awesome videos of the oldest theme park in the UK, Black Gang Chine. Ozzy's happy. So today I'm going to talk about the Magic Kingdom versus the Disneyland Park. So this is okay. Thanks, Miriam. So these two parks, although similar, they're both castle parks. They're both very, very different. The first thing I'm going to speak about is as you enter, of course, it's very different entering the Disneyland Park to Magic Kingdom, because the Disneyland Park you enter underneath the Disneyland Hotel. Are you enjoying that? So yeah, you enter under the Disneyland Hotel, and oh dear me, we're all A's. Okay. What are you doing? This apparently is a ball. Have it. So obviously the entrance to Disneyland Park is a lot different, because you enter underneath the Disneyland Hotel. Underneath the Disneyland Hotel are the ticket booths, like where you'll buy if you're just buying your regular day tickets, you buy them there. I bought my first annual pass from there. And that's also where the turnstiles are situated underneath that hotel, and to the sides of the hotel. If you've got a Magic Plus or an Infinity annual pass, you want to head over to the far left, because that's your entrance is over to the far left. However, if you've got luggage that you need to store, because let's face it, this is another difference between the Magic Kingdom and Disneyland Park in Paris, is that it's everything in Disneyland Paris is walkable. When you enter the property of Disneyland Paris, you have to get through security. You have to go. That's when you go through security. You don't go through security of each individual park. There's just one big security checkpoint. So when you go through that checkpoint, you've often got all your luggage with you. If you've just come off the train, you've got your luggage with you. Or if you've just come from the airport and you've gotten off the bus at the train station, you've got your luggage with you. So again, like what they've got of course, the Disneyland Hotel is right there, so it's at the park. So obviously, if you've got your luggage with you, if you're heading towards the hotel in the park, to the far right is the luggage storage. If you have an Infinity Pass, it's free to use. It used to be free for Magic Plus, and now it's not, which is the reason I upgraded. So yeah, that's the only thing, is that if you've got luggage, drop it off over at the far right, but to get to your annual pass entrance, you have to go over to the far left. But it's no problem. If there's no queue at the turnstiles, then just go through the normal turnstiles. And then from that point, you have this sort of little courtyardy area where you're in the park, but you're not quite in the park, if you get what I mean. Like, you still got to go underneath the train station to get into the park, sort of thing. So you're in the park, but you can't yet see the castle. The castle reveal is once you've been underneath the train station. So let's talk about the differences in Main Street. So, of course, Magic Kingdom has the firehouse, and it has the Mickey Theatre on the right. It has the where you meet Mickey and Tinkerbell and Tony's Town Square and everything. There's none of that in Disneyland Paris. As you go through that little sort of town squarey bit, it's more of a triangle. As you go through to that bit, you've got the bandstand, which is in the centre. You've got a couple of gift shops. Over to your left, you've got City Hall, which of course is guest services, and there's no fire station. There's a meet and greet. There's a house where the characters will come out. That's over to the left. There's like a house where the characters will come out of. It's often Pluto, but I have seen Donald, Thumper, Miss Bunny, Minnie. I've seen Daisy come out there before. Duffy, Stitch. But yeah, it's usually Pluto. And then what else is on there? At the moment, there's meet and greets all over the place. Oh my god, can we just quickly talk about selfie spots? They're opening. Yeah, Winnie's a bit further up though, Miriam. Winnie's often in Fantasyland now. He's round by but if he's been at that house, then yeah. But he's often round by Casey Jr. I just wanted to talk about these selfie spots and the new meet and greets. While Stars on Parade can't run, they are opening the Nautilus as a selfie spot, and it's the steampunk Mickey and Minnie that you meet in there, like the steampunk characters from the parade. Like, I can't believe we can't currently go. Like, oh, that selfie spot better still be open when I can go, because I really want my pictures taken with steampunk Mickey and Minnie and Goofy and Chip and Dale, and especially Donald. But yeah, the parade characters are coming out for meet and greet. How amazing is that? Like, literally the parade specific ones are coming out for meet and greet or selfie spots, which I think is fantastic. And their meet and greet location is in the Nautilus. So the Nautilus will be one heck of a walk-through attraction now, because it's got characters in there. But yeah, I got off topic. Let's get back to Main Street. Differences, I mean, Emporium's on the same side. Casey's Corner is on the same side. Of course, Casey's... Oh, could you imagine? Could you imagine a selfie spot with the dragon? But then that would... I don't know if that would ruin it or not. It would be brilliant if they opened it as a selfie spot, Miriam, and they had Merlin in there, because that's Merlin's pet dragon. So could you imagine, like, if Merlin was in there? Don't know what he's just... Oh, Ozzy, you choose your moments. My dog is now throwing his own ball, even though it's not much of a ball. So Casey's in Magic Kingdom, let's face it, it's far, far, far better than Casey's in Disneyland Paris. You do have a circus show of your own, you really do. The show itself is actually on the interval right now. I've just looked out the window and the little boy that lives in the caravan next door is watching Peppa Pig. Well, he should be watching Peppa Pig, but he's not. So yeah, Casey's is a lot better in America. Like, you get corn dog nuggets and you get actual meals, like it, and you get, yeah, it's just a lot better options than Casey's in thingy, Paris. We have the Market House Deli, which is like a sandwich shop. Trying to think, there's no Starbucks, obviously, and there is a Starbucks in Orlando in Magic Kingdom. We have Walt's American Restaurant. MK doesn't. And a couple decided to walk right past the caravan. Trying to think, the trolley show, walking right down the middle of Main Street USA, that doesn't happen in Disneyland Paris, but what will be happening is the character train is coming back. So the character train is coming back. It's still in Cheshire Cat form. So yeah, that's going to be amazing. So we're getting loads and loads and loads of characters that are coming back as soon as the parks reopen. I can't go. 1, because of work. 2, because of quarantining. France is not on our green list. We're not on their green list. So until that changes, I can't go. The train is old, Jay. It's been there since it opened. It was in the first Disneyland Paris parade. I think it was in the first Disneyland Paris parade. It was definitely in the Wonderful World of Disney parade. I'm pretty sure it was there when it first opened. It is such an old train. But Jay, some of the floats that they use even now, they're the original floats from 1992. So they've changed them up a fair bit. The Frozen 2, An Enchanted Journey, that show, those floats are adapted from, or that float, I should say, is one float. That float is adapted from a original float. If you look back at the Wonderful World of Disney parade, the Aladdin float actually breathed fire. Jafar breathed fire, although Jafar looked nothing like Jafar on that float. Trying to think, we've got a fair few floats. It's like the in Magic Kingdom, they have like this gazebo on wheels, literally a gazebo that is on wheels, and that's been there since the get-go, and it's still going. It's, I believe, the Princess Cavalcade is on it at the moment. So yeah, Disney's recycling, and it's not bad. It's not a bad thing that they're using these floats over and over, because it means they're not polluting, because they're not sending them to scrap. They're working on them to keep them going. So yeah, one thing I will say about Main Street in Paris, where Plaza Gardens is, that's like where Casey's is in America, in Magic Kingdom, next door. Is it next door to Casey's? That's Crystal Palace, I think. I need to take my hay fever tablet. But yeah, we don't have a Crystal Palace because next door to Casey's for us is the Liberty Arcade, because we have these. Originally Disneyland Paris was going to be like Tokyo. Main Street was going to be undercover, and it's not. But those two arcades are still there, and they are fantastic if you want to get from, like, say, the parade's on. Jay knows this because the amount of times I've dragged him down the Discovery Arcade. If you want to beat the parade to the other end and watch it twice in one go, leg it down the Discovery Arcade, or even walk it, because you'll get there before it. Especially the Christmas one. But you definitely will get there before it. So yeah, they're good little shortcuts. When the park is busy. Disneyland Paris on a busy day is Magic Kingdom on a quiet day. It's got the same capacity as Magic Kingdom. The only time I've known it to reach that capacity is at pass holder events. So yeah, they will sell pass holder events to 100,000 and they sell out. That's the only time I've seen Disneyland Park at capacity. What else? So there are a few more differences, like in Main Street. One being a bit obvious, the castle. The castle is so much nicer at Disneyland Paris. It's smaller, but it's much more picturesque. It's more beautiful. It's if you were to look, and all the landscaping around it as well, if you were to look at the opening shot of Sleeping Beauty and put that against our castle, that's near identical. I'm watching Wonderful World of Disney Parade. The dragon in that one is weird. Right? But Jay, Wonderful World of Disney Parade is old. It ran its course. My favourite part of the Wonderful World of Disney Parade was Steamboat Willie at the very start. Which, that float is still in existence. It's just not Steamboat Willie, and it doesn't do what it used to do. What are we looking at, Ozzy? What are we looking at? So I've spoken about the castle. Our castle's also got the dragon underneath it, as Jay will know, as Miriam will know, and Kate. All of you know there's a dragon underneath the castle. That is, so many people think it's Maleficent, but it's not. It's Merlin's pet dragon. So it's a boy. It's a male dragon. It's not a she. It's a he. My favourite memory of that dragon is actually when Lady Tremaine and her daughters were in Fantasyland, and there's actually a video of this on YouTube somewhere. They do it quite often. They were running around Fantasyland and they ended up down with the dragon. It's not often you get roaming characters like that at Disneyland Paris. But they started, before the pandemic, they started doing it with Peter Pan and the Tremaines. So it's, you don't get it very often, but you do get it. What are you looking at, Buzzer? That's the play park over there. We might go for a walkie-walkie with Fred and Susha and Addy again afterwards. So, going completely off topic, last night, after the fiasco of everything that happened, I took Ozzy out with some of the people that are on the show. We walked to the shop together, and there's a railway line that's literally just sort of in that direction. And there's a level crossing. So when we got down there, the level crossing was down. So, and you can just see Ozzy's like, he's wondering what we're doing standing there. And the train comes past, and no word of a lie, Ozzy goes, he's watching the train. It was brilliant. And then when the barriers went up, he sort of went, it made him jump, and he wasn't sure of it. And he was like, whoa. And then when we were walking across it, you could just see in his face, and he's walking so slowly, he's like, and it was so brilliant. I wish I'd have been filming that. It was fantastic. It was the best thing I've ever seen Miriam. It really was. It's like, if I go down there again tonight, he's now waiting to go. If I go down there again tonight, then I'm definitely taking the camera, and I'm just gonna wait. I'm just gonna wait for the crossing to come down. I'm gonna have to find out. I'm gonna have to find out what time the trains come, because I need to get that on camera. So back on topic. I'm trying to think of more differences. Which way shall we start? Jay, you decide. Are we going to Discoveryland and Tomorrowland, or are we going to Frontierland and Adventureland? What are you doing? What are you doing? That's the Disney Key Collection. Jay, make a decision. Jay, are you on your phone or are you on the computer? Because if you're on your phone, I could invite you to come on and you can talk with me. I'm making the decision for you, Jay. We're going to go to Discoveryland / Adventureland. Okay. Right, so in Orlando, I believe if you were to go off to the far left of if you were to go off to the far left of Main Street, you would end up at Adventureland. Whereas in Paris, if you were to go off to the far left of Main Street, you would end up in Frontierland, Thunder Mesa. We all know how much I love Thunder Mesa. I have done so many videos on it. It's got Jay's favourite ride of all time, which is so much better than the Orlando version. So yeah, I'm going to talk about Adventureland because Jay said Adventureland. So Adventureland in Orlando, you have the flying carpets, you have pirates, you have Jungle Cruise, you have more than that. Tiki Room. You have the Tiki Room. Hang on 2 seconds. What's going on here? More. Okay, invite a guest. Copy to clipboard. Jay, I'm going to send you an invite. So if you want, get on your phone and you can come join me. There we go. You're invited. So, yeah. In Paris, our Adventureland, although actually a lot bigger than the Adventureland in Orlando, does not have a Jungle Cruise. The flying carpets are actually in the Studios Park, not Adventureland. We have an Indiana Jones roller coaster that used to go backwards. Now it just goes forwards. They do, yeah, they do fit better in Adventureland. They really do. Jay says, nah, he doesn't want to come live. Oh, Jay. Ozzy, you'll have to take Jay's spot. Right. Tell us your favourite ride in Adventureland at Disneyland Paris. Pirates of the Caribbean. I thought so. We like pirates, don't we? And it's like the queue system for Pirates of the Caribbean. I've only ever seen it full once. It goes on for what seems like miles. If the queue line for Pirates of the Caribbean in Paris says 10 minutes, it's a walk-on. If it says 15 minutes, it's a walk-on. I would get the same answer from myself. Yeah, he doesn't want to come on. So, yeah. If you 20 minutes, you've got a little bit of a wait, but it's just to get onto the boats. There are 2 docking stations in Pirates of the Caribbean. So what people don't realise about Pirates of the Caribbean, because a lot of rides, when you go through the turnstiles, you'll come back together. In Pirates, when you get to the turnstiles, if you go through the one on the left and your friends go through or family go through the one on the right, you're going to be on different boats to each other, so you don't want to be making that mistake. Because one leads to one dock and one leads to the other dock. It's actually the same dock, it's just that one's in front of the other. So it's 2 docks in one. We don't have a jungle cruise. I really want a jungle cruise. I want jungle cruise in Paris, but I don't know how it would work. The jokes would have to be somewhat adapted. Like they should do what they do in like Hong Kong and that, where they have Mandarin one line and then English in another line, which is a fantastic idea. The only problem is with Paris is you've got French, English, Spanish, German, Dutch, whatever else, Danish, Italian. Let's just say Icelandic because I can. Yeah, you get the point. There's so many different languages. You couldn't really. I don't think Jungle Cruise would work, unfortunately. It would be nice if we did get one, but I just don't think it would work. Adventureland actually was originally going to be an Indiana Jones themed land, which didn't happen. It just wound up as Adventureland. We have Skull Rock. We have some amazing bridges. What's just happened here? We have some amazing, like when you go, there's like on Adventure Isle, there's like loads of like mazes and stuff, and there's really, really cool bridges. Both parks have the Swiss Family Tree House. Trying to think, like restaurant wise, MK wipes the floor with Paris. It really does. I'm going to move on to Frontierland. We have by far the better Big Thunder Mountain, and we have by far the better Phantom Manor, because it's Phantom Manor, it's not Haunted Mansion. It's Say hello. Say hello, Diesel. Hello, Jeffrey. Where did they go? Did you see your friends? Was it Diesel? And Star? And Jeffrey? Did you see Jeffrey? Oh, I get kisses when I say Jeffrey, do I? He just saw his friends out the window. So yeah. No, he was feeling them, Kay. That was actually his 3 best friends in the entire world. He wanted to get out of the window to go and play with them. The only thing is, his best friend's owners have not yet done their act. Did you see Diesel? Where's Diesel? Ozzy, where's Diesel gone? Where's Diesel? And Star? Where's Claire Wee Wowie? She'll kill me for calling her that. Where's Claire? And Jason? Ozzy, where's Jason? Where's Jason? Ozzy, where's Jason? He loves it. I've completely lost my train of thought. Fantasyland. I was on Frontierland, wasn't I? So they both have the riverboat that goes round. I haven't been on either lately, so I can't say what they're like. Trying to think what else is in Frontierland. Ours has got a play area. Ours has got Fuente del Oro. Oh yeah. Oh, that's it. Frontierland in Orlando is where the parade starts. Frontierland in MK is where the parade starts. It starts from Fantasyland in Paris. It starts from next door to It's a Small World. And it actually has a grander entrance as well. Like, because they make a big spectacle of it starting. It doesn't just come down the hill like it does at Orlando. They make a big spectacle of it at Paris. I'm going to move on to Fantasyland. I'm trying to do this quite quick. Huge differences in Fantasyland. Like Fantasyland in Magic Kingdom, you have Storybook Circus. So that's where your double Dumbo ride is, Barnstormer, meet and greets, Casey Jr. splash like pad, a gift shop. We don't have Storybook Circus. What we do have is the Casey Jr. ride and like the Storybook boat ride, which I think they have both of those in Disneyland in California. It's just a little bit different. Like Le Pays de Conte de Fées is a lot different to its version in California. Casey Jr. is such a laugh. Oh, Jay, the clock. Jay, do you remember when we were waiting for the parade and the parade was due to start at 5 and it was 4:30 and the clock came up that it was 3:00 and we were like, that's a bit wrong. I think that's what it came up anyway. They fixed the fountain. We got a fountain outside our It's a Small World. They fixed it. It had a massive crack going down it. They fixed it. Yes, yeah, you remember that. we used to have like a little Ferris wheel in our Fantasyland. It's where like the windmill kiosk snack station is. That used to actually be a little Ferris wheel. But it just sort of stood motionless for most of its existence. Oh dear, look at this. Oh, you can't see it. There it is. He's like, my friends? Where's your friends? Where's Diesel? And Star? Well, they're not out there because their parents are getting ready. I love to hear you say. It's just, the problem is with me, Miriam, is even when I do speak French, the majority of it I say with a British accent. I can speak French. I just can't get my head around the accent. I used to speak it really well, and I used to get my head around the accent. Now it's just, yeah. I don't know what it is, but I like the look of Paris. I like the look of the Paris teacups compared to the American teacups as well. I don't quite know what it is. I don't know if it's the canopy over the top of it. I don't know. But the Paris teacups looks more picturesque than Magic Kingdom as well. Oh, that's it. We don't have a Be Our Guest. Like, we don't have a Rapunzel's Tower. We don't have a Gaston's Tavern. We have Toad Hall. Fish and chips. Woo! I've travelled to a different country just to get fish and chips done wrong. What was that for? You've got to clap because Susha's on doing the hula hoop. She's got to go. Boring fish and chips. I'm sorry, but when I'm in Disney, I do not want fish and chips. I'll tell you what I do like to eat at Disneyland Paris. Crepes. Nah, I'm not big on that either. Actually, what's my favourite? Loads of I do like. Oh yeah, that's it. The pretzel pork burger thing is really good. I'm just babbling. I've got to the stage where I don't know what to talk about. I'm trying to think of loads. There's so many differences. I can't pinpoint one to talk about. So I'm going to move like Peter Pan's Flight. The queue for Peter Pan's Flight, most of it is outside at Paris, and it can go for hours. Which, if it's raining, that's not going to be fun. Although I have to say, when I was there for the start of the pandemic, like that queue went down to 5 minutes. That was fantastic. It was like just dived right on in there, and like it was a walk on. I was like, yeah. And because of the pandemic, we got a boat to ourselves, which was fantastic. Snow White's Scary Adventures there. We've got a Pinocchio version as well. We have the carousel. We have a massive beanstalk. Believe it or not, I've lost count of the amount of times. Like, I've been to Orlando 3 times. But if you think about the amount of times that I would have been to Magic Kingdom and the amount of times I've watched live streams, like with friends that are there and stuff, it feels like I've been there a lot more. Like, I remember back when Magic Kingdom had Mickey and Minnie's houses in Toontown, and Minnie's house was fantastic. Like, there was a cake in the oven, you press the button and the cake rose, and you could press the button and the popcorn in the microwave would go, and all this stuff was fantastic. Believe it or not, it's Disneyland Paris that I'm having the issue remembering what's what. my head's just really foggy. This is what happens when I don't make notes. Like, usually when I do stuff like this, I make notes. I haven't made any notes, so my head is just really foggy. Another section that they have in Magic Kingdom, this is a huge difference actually in Magic Kingdom. Magic Kingdom has Liberty Square, which is where you'll see which is where you'll see like the Muppets History of America. That's quite a fun little show actually. I really like that one. Liberty Tree Tavern. Oh, I wanted to eat in there so bad when we went, Jay. I really wanted to eat in there so bad, and we didn't, and I wish we did. I'm just thinking of the major differences like that right now. So like Fantasyland, PhilharMagic is in Fantasyland in Magic Kingdom. It's in Discoveryland at Disneyland Paris, but it's right at the back, right out of the way, and we don't have to duck butt. I know I didn't say, because there was nothing on the menu that you would like. Or there wasn't back then. You probably would like some of the stuff now, but back then there was nothing on the menu that you would like, so there was no point in eating there. Also, yeah, other stuff. I'm trying to think of like major Fantasyland differences other than Storybook Circus, and of course there's the meet and greet, Ariel's Grotto and the Little Mermaid ride. We don't have that at Paris. Like, I'm just going to start rounding this up because like I'm all over the place. As a part, Magic Kingdom, yes, it's got so much more than Disneyland Paris. Where Disneyland Paris blows Magic Kingdom out of the water is 1, the parade, 2, the castle, 3, Discoveryland, and Space Mountain and Big Thunder Mountain. A lot of people have asked me why we don't have a Splash Mountain. And the simple answer is because for 8 months of the year, that would just be Hypothermia Mountain. Is the cable lift still in Fantasyland? No. I take it you mean like the Skyway, Miriam. But no, that's not there. It's been gone a long time. So yeah, the Skyway in Orlando's been gone a long time. Of course, we've never had one in Paris. Yeah, it's been Miriam, I actually went on the Skyway. The first time I went on it was in 1999, and there was a tornado warning, and they sent half of my family across, and then there was me and my grandmother left, and we didn't want to be separated, so they sent us across in the middle of a major thunder and lightning storm when there was a tornado warning. I hated it, and I never went on it ever again. So is that something you didn't know, Jay? That is genuinely what happened. We had a tornado warning, which meant there was one on the ground somewhere in Orlando, and we had massive thunder and lightning storm, and they allowed us to go across on the cable cars because why not? And as soon as we got off of them, we went to is it the lunch pad or the launch pad, whatever it's called, underneath where Astro Orbiter is. We went under there, and we just stood under there until the storm passed, and I hated every moment of it. It was horrible. I hated it. I hated it. I was terrified the entire time. And then like on the second week, we were at Typhoon Lagoon. Again, Jay, this was in the 1999 trip. We were at Typhoon Lagoon and this storm came rolling in, and it was a huge storm. And they decided they had to evacuate the park. They didn't just say get out of the water, they had to evacuate the park. And they were taking everyone to Magic Kingdom. Everyone was going to Magic Kingdom, and the reason they were all going to the Magic Kingdom was the Utilidors. The cast members made no effort to hide that was why we were all going to the Magic Kingdom. We had no choice, we were all going to the Magic Kingdom. It was brilliant because buses were still turning up with guests on. And there was one guy that was stood in the bus queue behind us, and he had this lollipop in his mouth, and he was like a little kid, and he's there. He's like, "Come on off, the water's fine." So these poor people that were arriving in Typhoon Lagoon, they were obviously on the last buses to arrive at Typhoon Lagoon, and they got off, and they were just told to get back in the line, get back on the bus because they had to go to Magic Kingdom. So which was just so sad. And I remember we went to the Magic Kingdom, and this storm, there was two storms. One they weren't so worried about, and one was rotating. They were watching it very closely, and it was rotating. And we went into the timekeeper. By the time we came out, it was like nothing had ever happened. But I do remember that very, very well. That was insane. And that's another thing, the timekeeper. And imagine if you just came from MK. And they had to get back on the bus to go back to MK. So Jay, when that woman in the minivan said, "Oh, we don't have tornadoes here," like, yeah, you do. They're just very rare and very little. So I'm getting messages from someone. Oh dear, Addie's laid on the floor. Look, Ozzy, what have you done to him? What have you done to Addie? Have you worn him out? You haven't even played with him when you've worn him out. He's okay. He's okay. Obviously, Timekeeper, that's another thing. Timekeeper was actually originally a Disneyland Paris attraction. It was called Le Visionarium, and it was later adapted for Magic Kingdom with Robin Williams voicing the Timekeeper. So when you see the scenes, like on Rob's channel, he does the retro streams, so he'll show the time. Often he shows, I often request the Timekeeper because I love it. So that's the Robin Williams version. And when you see the scenes with Jules Verne, that's actually, the actor was actually speaking French. So yeah, it's very different. Like, if you look at Discoveryland in Paris, it's very much like that scene in the Timekeeper. So yeah, I did like Robin Williams's portrayal of the Timekeeper better. My utmost favourite part of his portrayal of the Timekeeper is not when the attraction was actually running, it's actually when, as the guests are coming in and the klaxon sounds, and he goes, "I have no idea what that is except for to go fantastic. So yeah, what now occupies where Le Visionarium, where our timekeeper, the original timekeeper was, is now Buzz Lightyear Laser Blast. Because why not? And in the very first scene, Nine Eye is still in there. They kept her, so she's still in there. She's behind the fire hydrant on the floor. No, he's okay. Addy's okay. He's having a good time. He's dancing. Addy's dancing. And of course, we've got the Nautilus, our Space Mountain, let's face it. Our Space Mountain, the building is actually, and even the framework of the track of the actual roller coaster is bigger than our castle. So it's huge. I had probably one of my worst dreams to do with that. It's actually impossible. Once you go up, once it launches, it's impossible for it to come rolling back down. It cannot do that. Yeah, I had a dream that it happened. Even though I know it's impossible for it to do that. So I'm going to round this up because the show's going to finish very soon. And Ozzy wants to go out and play. And I need a shower. But yeah. I'm sorry this has been a bit all over the place. This has been a very weird, very wonderful stream. It's been all over the place because I didn't write any notes. Usually when I do something like this, I will write notes. I think what I'll do is I'm going to talk about the two main streets more in depth, I think, because the main streets really interest me. The differences in them really interest me. So I think what I'll do is I'll make notes between the two and then we'll go from there. It was better than yesterday. It was still better than yesterday. Yesterday I got put off by someone. So but yeah, I'm going to round it up here because I've babbled on about nothing. I've made no sense at all. I've said a few little tiny differences, but because I haven't made any notes, I haven't written any notes, they've just been useless. But it's been fun to come on and chat, and I think I'm going to stick to this time now. I'm going to stick to 8 p.m. on Tuesdays, which is 9 p.m. for you, Miriam, 3 p.m. for UK, 8 p.m. for you, Jay. Ozzy has eaten more of his ball in the time that I've been on. Thank you for breathing all over me. That was a nice cold breeze that came from your nose. It's a very nice cold breeze that came from your nose. Ozzy's watching his friends outside with a ball hat. So yeah, I think what else would I like? I think I'd like to go more in depth into the differences between Magic Kingdom and the Disneyland park. I think I definitely need to. There's so much the same and there's so much difference. It would just be amazing. I think it would be absolutely amazing if I could. Yeah. Oh, I'd love it. Anyway, I'm gonna definitely make notes for next week. I don't know what my subject for next week is going to be, but I will make notes so that I don't completely lose track and babble on like I did this week. Right now I'm going to get going because I need a shower. This thing needs one last walkie. Oh, did I say it again? I said it. Oh, I better do it now, hadn't I? Are you watching Peppa Pig? Right, so I'm going to head off, guys, and I shall see you next week, 8 p.m. GMT, 9 p.m. for you, Miriam, 3 p.m. for UK. I'll see you next week, guys. Thanks for joining. Bye.